Hi guys, welcome back from the ad break. I hope you guys tried to look at everything that we've done thus far and you've actually saw some light there on what we've done, right? But now I'm going to do some questions that I adapted from the Siavula platform that is found online, right? So you can always go check it out. It has very nice questions that you guys can do. Remember I said you need to consult everything that has mathematics, because at the end of the day, maths is the same throughout. So it's not really about where you get the maths, it's about the maths itself. So these questions are adapted from the Siavula platform, just so that we can see different perspectives of how do they ask these questions. So let's have a look at them. Now, the very first question, as I said, I've adapted it from the Siavula Maths grade 10 platform online, that is. It says the sum of 23 and 16. So if I add 23 plus 16, already I know that, is equal to 73 more than an unknown number. So already you know that there is an x there, right? So this, the 23 plus the 16, we are being told that it is 73 more than. So it will be x plus the 73. I want to start with the x. Why? Because it is 73 more than. So it means if I know what x is, I must add 73 to it in order to get that particular sum that we are talking about. And then the question is, find the unknown number. To do that, already I've set up my equation, right? So the unknown number, I've let it to be x. You don't need to say let it be x, because already there is an unknown. And under mathematics, most of the time when you have an unknown, we use x for that. So to add on the left-hand side, I will have 23 plus 16, which will then give me 39. And this will be equals to x plus 73. I'm just going to swap them around without changing anything, just so that I can work it out on a normal basis. So this is the same as x plus 73 equals to 39. So I didn't change anything. I just wrote them in the way that we are kind of used to. So to work out this, I will say my x is equals to 39 minus 73, which I will then need to work it out, right? So this will be x is equals to. So this you can take it as the same as 73 minus 39, right? But the answer must always be negative. So that is actually going to give me 46. So the answer here will be 46, but a negative one. Let's just verify that my answer is correct. Remember, it's 39 minus 73, which is 34, not 36. Okay, so this is actually supposed to be our subtracting 29. So this is supposed to be 46. Okay, so this is negative 34. Sorry about that. All right, so that will therefore be my answer here of what I need to do. The next question says the product. Remember I mentioned that these words are important, so you need to know them, please. This means multiply. And please look at the difference between my multiply and my x, right? Because there is a difference. Of two consecutive integers, negative integers, is 3,306. Then we want to find those two integers. What does this mean? It means that if I have maybe, we're still gonna use x and x plus 1, right? The product of these two consecutive means one is one more than the other. So this one here, let me highlight it for you. This one is one more than the previous term. That's what consecutive means. So if I say 1, 2, 3, so 1 and 2 are consecutive to one another. Why? Because 2 is one more of the previous number that we had. So that's why I'm just making it plus 1 there. And we are told that this is equals to 3,306. Now I need to find what x is so that I know what my two numbers are. So this is actually going to be x squared plus x equals to 3,306. I will take everything to one side, plus x minus 3,306 equal to 0. I will need to open two brackets. So remember, I'm gonna go back to my mental maths again. By the way, okay, let me actually show you with this one, right? How to then find the factors, because then I'm doing this mental math, but I know how to do it. So if you do not know, then it becomes a problem. So let me just show you how do you do that. On your calculator, you will press the number that you want to get factors of. That's 3,306, an equal sign, and then you'll press shift and this button that has some apostrophes, I think, at the top there. And this still gives me 3,306. So I think, okay, this calculator does not seem to have what I want us to talk about. So I'm just going to do it my way. But I will show you at the end of the day how to actually look at it. So remember, this formula is going to be minus b. So that's minus 1 plus, let's just quickly check whether this will give us what we want, squared minus 4. We call this a quadratic equation, by the way, to solve equations that are too big or that we cannot factorize. And this will be divided by 2, and this will give me 57. And then if I change this and make it a minus, it will then give me negative 58. All right. So it means that I got two answers, right? X was equals to 57 and x was equals to negative 58, right? That means this is the same as x minus 57 and x plus 58 equal to 0. Now, guys, when we do our quadratic equations, right, there is something we call a quadratic formula, just so that I can give you what I was busy doing here. And the formula is normally given by minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, right? So this is just the formula I've just used on the calculator to try and find the two answers that I need to find. So you can always consult it, but if you can factorize this, then just go straight to factorizing. Now remember, they told us that these two integers are negative, right? It means I must take the negative answers here and not the positive ones. So x will be equals to 57, or x will be equals to negative 58. It means, therefore, x is equals to negative 58. That's the answer that I want. Now, the consecutive number to this will be x plus 1, remember, which is the same as negative 58 plus 1, which is equals to negative 57. So my answers are negative 58 and negative 57. And you know, on the number line, they do follow each other. Then the last question now is the diagonal of a rectangle is 25 centimeter more than its width, right? So I'm just going to go to the next slide where I actually have the diagram to show you. Now, if I draw my diagram quickly of this, right, I will have that there. So they say the diagonal of this is 25 more than its width. The length is 17 more than its width. So the length will be this one, which is 17 plus the width, and this will be 25 plus the width, and this will be the width. You see? And then from there, what do we want? We want the dimensions of this. Already you know that a rectangle has a 90 degree there, so I'm going to use Pythagoras Theorem. So this will give me 25 plus w all squared is equals to w squared plus 17 plus the width all squared. So the only thing I have is W that I'm going to use to find all the dimensions. So to do that, I will find what this is. So 25 squared is the same as 5 there. So this is 225 rather. 225 plus 50W plus W squared. I'm just foiling out, guys. I'm not really doing anything that you are not familiar with. Then plus, so my 17 squared quickly, 17 times 17 will be 289. So I think my 25 squared is actually 625, yes. So not 225, this is 50. All right, so this is 625, and now I forgot what the answer for 17 was. Multiplied by 17 was 289. So this was 289 plus 34 W plus W squared. And then you can quickly work out what this is. The W and the W will be 2W squared. You subtract 1. So it means I'm going to have W squared minus W squared minus W squared, and plus the 50W minus 34W plus my 625 minus the 289 equal to 0. Then quickly, just if you want to simplify this, W minus W will be 0, so I'll have a negative W squared. 50 minus 34 will then give me 16, so this will be plus 16 W, and then 625 minus 289, this will be 336, right? So plus 336 equal to 0. And then from there you can then simplify this, right, by finding the factors. Now I'm just going to leave it here, but before I do that, let me quickly show you. This will be W squared minus 16W minus 336 equal to 0. And then you can then simplify this by opening two brackets, which will then assist you in finding all the dimensions for this particular problem. All right, guys, that's it from me. I hope you've been enjoying and you are still going to enjoy as we come back from the ad break. But for now, I want us to take a quick ad break and I'll be back with some more. Stay tuned.